Grandmaster Barcode Protoss. Love it. I feel like this guy is sniping me because... Okay, no, it's not blocked. Always these barcodes, grandmasters.
Hey guys,
snipe.
Livibee here.
It's always the
Welcome
barcodes.
to another Livibee impromptu cast on top of my VOD. This game was actually back from January, but it's a game that I really wanted to share with you guys because it was a little bit of more of an unorthodox game. For you guys that don't know, I was actually part of this amazing opportunity to be part of the Twitch Rivals. If you guys haven't seen the VOD of the entire tournament, I do have another video up on YouTube with my entire Twitch Rivals run. It was actually really fun and super exciting. But back to this game, we're up against a Grandmaster Barcode Protoss, and there's a lot riding on this. There's actual cash on the line. This is part of the ladder competition tournament of the Twitch Rivals segment, and it's all about winning as many of the 10 ladder games as you possibly can. So, you know what I like to do against Protosses on the ladder? It's the Livy build. This Livy build does rely heavily on the faking a natural and slowing down his scouting to realize that I'm actually going to be 12 pulling him. Luckily, you know what's better than slowing down his scouting? Is if he doesn't scout at all. And this Barcode Protoss, being as greedy as he likes, doesn't actually send a probe scout across the map to scout. So this little drone working hard to distract any scouting probe that might try and block that natural doesn't arrive. And I decide to send it back to mining. Very unfortunate for me though, as I arrive upon the Protoss's base, he's actually doing a one base play. And I feel like this is actually the worst possible scenario for me, as it relies on your Protoss opponent being very greedy. Now I do take a couple of jabs at the Zealot manning the front door at his base, and it does get low enough where he decides to back it up. So my Zerglings actually are able to run into the main base. And the scouting that I get off in the main base of this Protoss is very worrisome, because I actually don't scout anything other than one pylon and the gateway and the cybernetics core. But the one pylon is what scares me the most, because at this point in the game they should have a second pylon, and I'm like, where is the second pylon? I am thinking at this point, I'm a little worried. At this point I'm thinking, oh gosh, is there a proxy somewhere? Is he doing some sort of one base shenanigans? He does manage to clean up my Zerglings and also get that Zealot back on the front door between the choke point, denying any further access. I am feeling very weirded out by this Protoss's one base shenanigans, as this is a very crucial time of the ladder tournament for me. I think I'm like 8 games into the ladder tournament, and I need to get as many games as possible to come out ahead. I'm competing against...
He's countering this perfectly, by the way. A one base Protoss is like the correct response against this, and no one does it. It's weird that he went one base to begin with though. Like, he knew my strategy. I'm just putting that out there. Very weird.
I'm competing against quite a number of other players to get some of this Twitch Rivals prize money, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like I'm not doing too badly at this point in the tournament, in the competition rather, that I can actually bring home some bacon, you know what I mean? And I'm getting a little bit stressed out. I'm like, I need to finish this Protoss off. Where is all his stuff? For me, I feel like it's fortunate enough that I am denying some mining time. I'm trying to get us around on this Stalker. I see the Warp Prism going across the map. I see his Warp Gate technology is finished up. I know that he doesn't have that many units in his main base. He's got 2 Adepts. He's got a Stalker. And he can easily just warp in more. But he is strategically saving his warp-ins for something aggressive. And I know what's coming. Being resilient that I am, I'm persisting on the attack. I want to try and kill as many probes as humanly possible. At this point in the game, I gotta say, I am a little bit stressed out. He's just got a lot of probes. There are so many probes he has in this one base saturated. I think his mineral line is actually oversaturated. But I see a good opening to surround an Adept. I get the surround, I pick it off, and I keep dropping my Zerglings into the main base. It's looking good. 4 gates, 1 Robo, Cybernetics Core, and an oversaturated Protoss mineral line. Where is this game gonna go, you guys? DT's in my main base! A large sigh of despair coming out for me as there's a Dark Templar in my main base. I'm trying to be aggressive with the Zerglings. I don't have any detection at the moment. I try and desperately throw down a spore. I feel like this game is so close. It's on the ropes. He's got like basically no probes. But in turn, I've got basically no drones. This game could not be more clutch. I'm just hoping at this point he doesn't have a bank. I'm stressing out, you guys. The DTs that really threw me off. I thought that he might have a proxy, but I didn't think it would hit so soon. I've got like no drones.
Yeah, he wins just because he has DTs.
I'm like, what do I do now? I don't have any spores defensively. No detection. All I have is these Zerglings across the map. Is this going to be a base trade scenario maybe? I do pick off basically every probe that he has available. All the probes are dying in his mineral line. This one drone, I've got one drone remaining and this Dark Templar is chasing it around the hatchery. Lucky I've got 20/20 eyesight, you guys, because this DT is quite hard to see. It's supposed to be cloaked, but if you look hard enough, you can actually see the blur on the creep from where the DT is moving to. So, with another round of drones popping, I've gone up to about 4 drones now. Pretty happy with my 4 drone count saturation. I'm going to try and clear any proxies. Maybe even his proxy Dark Shrine, if I could scout that in the map on time. Listen, I know what you're thinking. You're like, Livy, you've got like nothing left. He's got the Dark Shrine technology. You've got like 5 Zerglings and 4 drones. What are you going to do? There is too much riding on the line, you guys, to give up. I'm not going to give up until my last structure dies. I want this win so badly. I do think I'm pretty dead, but I'm not giving up. Persistence is key here. Sending a changeling across the map from the Overseer I morphed. I need to see what he has. So, my main objective here from this point on is, number 1, don't give up. Number 2, we need to search the entire map for hidden bases or proxies, dudes. We need to get this stuff sorted. If we got a chance of winning this, we need to make sure we know what he's doing. And then the Protoss comes back. He decides to do, with his Grandmaster Barcode Protoss Micro, he does Warp Prism Archon Harass. Literally the worst thing ever. Now, he's doing really good Warp Prism Harass with his Archon and Warp Prism. And he's trying to pick off my economy. He's trying to pick off drones. He's trying to attack my queens. Archons are very strong. Microing my heart out here. One of my queens gets stuck on the ramp and dies. I'm doing my very best to stop this Warp Prism Harass. I'm actually targeting down the Warp Prism with my queen as well. Because if the Warp Prism dies, the power of the Archon gets lowered significantly. It is a dire situation to be in, you guys. The intensity in which of what is occurring before our eyes right now is unbelievable. The lowest economy game you can possibly imagine in a Zerg vs Protoss. The good thing is not only am I desperate, he's desperate. He desperately micros this Warp Prism Archon to pick off as many drones and as many Zerglings as he possibly can. I'm already down to 1 queen, but I'm losing mining time left and right. I'm trying to spend all my resources on drones and lings to try and hold off this Archon abuse. But the Archon is getting so dangerously low. I feel like if I could just either kill the Archon or kill the Warp Prism, I'll be okay. Because I felt like all his probes. So I'm sending some changelings again across the map. I need to see if he's going to go for that natural expansion. Are we transitioning to a macro game? I'm trying desperately to get as many drones out as possible. A second queen finally joins my army at denying this Warp Prism Harass. And it is harassment for sure. It is very painful to watch my drones go down to this very, very, very low HP Archon. Or shields, rather. Archons don't really have much HP. They have very large shields. And if you can kill it, the shields, you basically killed the Archon. I feel like the shields of the Archon is like 1.
I feel like he should have more than this.
So he's just trying to slow me down. And he's doing a very good job at it. My heart rate has not dropped below 140, I felt like, for the longest time. Trying to keep my composure. And then the Warp Prism dies. And I'm thinking, if he's only attacked with 1 Warp Prism and 1 Archon, I might actually have this. I might actually have hindered his economy enough to come back into this game. So I scout and drop with my trusty Ericsson, the elevator drop lord, into the main base again to scout his saturation. And to be honest, when I saw a fully saturated mineral liner, I was a little scared. I'm a little worried. He has to defensively warp in 2 stalkers behind this, but I haven't given up. I'm making drones like nobody's business. I'm scouting around the map. I'm searching for that proxy dark shrine. I'm going to kill off this tech as quickly as I possibly can. This dark shrine's going down, and so is that pylon, which in turn might supply block him. He has a lot of probes now. He's got a fully saturated main base of probes. This situation is heated. It's stressful. I am stressed out being in this situation. With tech path, an overseer, and just a handful of lings, I'm morphing as many changelings as I can to get the inside scoop of what's going down in his base, while keeping an eye on the minimap to make sure that there's no counterattacks coming, clearing up his proxy tech so he can't make any more Dark Templars, because I don't actually have any detection at home and I'm a little bit worried. So thank God I cleaned that up. And it would really be at my best interest if I could use all of my units with my queens to take the best possible engagement and outcome that I can. Luckily, I feel like this Protoss player was actually broke since, I killed all of his probes earlier. He didn't really have enough to afford to defend his proxy tech. So finishing up the Twilight Cancel, I make a round of Zerglings, I throw down a Roach Warren, and I prepare to defend this follow-up 1 base all in from this Protoss. And I think getting up to 4 queens is actually really key in this engagement. I try and get the surround with my Zerglings while adding the DPS with my queens. I've got enough for just 1 transfuse on these queens too. And I have to get an overwhelming number of Zerglings to try and clean this up. There's just so many zealots in my natural right now. I'm freaking out. My beats per minute is 156 heart rate. My heart is beating so fast, you guys can't even imagine. I guess you can see it on the screen there. But the transfuse is going down. I'm microing weak queens back. 1 queen gets stuck behind another fat queen and it gets really dicey. Basically on 0 HP for the longest time possible. But we've managed to clean it up. And getting the warp prism to finish the job. Now, this is a very intense situation with my heart rate bumping up to 151 and throughout that engage.
If I somehow win this game, I do not even know.
Attempting to do a little bit of a counter attack with my Zerglings, I decide, why go for the Zealots? Zealots just are so good against Zerglings. I need to use my trusty Ericsson, the elevator drop lord, and try and pick off his economy. He's going for the counter attack. He doesn't actually know about my drop lord, I don't think. So Ericsson, the trusty elevator drop lord once again. I transition to the roaches. Roaches are way better against zealots. I just need to get a decent number of roaches so I can actually kite the zealots on creep. I throw down a spine crawler in my natural and I try and sit defensively on my creep. Luckily I've got a pretty decent amount of creep spread as well, so I can see any incoming pending attacks that he does. How many warp prisms has this guy made this game? I think this must be number 3. We'll call him Warren, the warp prism. Warren the 3rd. Now, with my engagement here with the roaches, I do target down the sentries, pick them off. A little bit of a miss micro, but I do clean it up. I am able to hold with a critical number of roaches, queens, and Zerglings. I managed to pull through with a victory here. God. And with so much riding on the line in this Twitch Rivals tournament, I can't tell you how intense this was. Like, the heart rate, it says it all. Oh, man.
Really?
I hope you guys enjoyed this one as much as I did. This was just a mind-boggler. This game was a mind-boggler. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great one. I'll see you for the next vid.
How did we win? How did we win? How did we win, you guys? Oh, I'm gonna have a heart attack.